Well, another tribute video to my buddy Brian Wallace. Brian Wallace, because he's anything knife related, Brian. And there's his Instagram page, and check him out. Check him out. You know, I've known him for I don't know how many years now. Maybe he could chime in if he goes in the comment section. But he has bought knives from me off my table sales and different things, and subscribed to my channel and stuff years ago. Maybe 3, maybe 4 years ago. I don't know. So I know who he is. But I started seeing his postings on Instagram, and he's doing knife stuff. And so, okay, so here's the story. Here's the Weed Drakon, okay? It's an integral, it's M390, hardened steel insert here. This is way crazy cool. It is a studly dudley of a knife. I had one before, okay? I had one before, and then unfortunately, and shame on me, I must have sold it off. And maybe I sold it off to Jim Fiore, because Jim's upstate New York, and he sent this in for one of my knife sales. Now, it didn't look like this, and I don't have the pictures here on the table, so I'm going to try and find them, and I'm going to stick them in here. The before shots. And look on the before shots of the back here was all scratched up. It was bronze. It was kind of a dirty bronze, all scratched up, messed up, okay? Okay, so now look at it, okay? All problems are solved. Thank you very much, Grasshopper. And the thing is, it was bronze. Well, okay, so it comes in for the knife sale. Jim wants a pretty good chunk of change for it. I mean, he wants almost $300 for it, regardless, okay? And I go, yeah. I mean, I know originally knew this probably sold for $350 or so. I don't know. But let's see, is this a limited? Nah, I guess it's not really a limited edition. So I wanted it, and nobody bought it. Nobody bought it on my sale. Because on my sale, I said, I think you can get this all fixed. You can do this. And of course, nobody still bought it. So I sold most of his knives for him, and I think I had this left, and I go, I would like to have the knife. I would like to get it fixed up, but I know I'm going to drop some money in it, getting it changed. So we agreed on a price, and I bought him out of it. And then I thought, I was dabbling around on Instagram, and I came across Brian's deal, because all of a sudden, you're aware of so many people, and then your brain doesn't work, brain fog, and who's doing mods and stuff. So I messaged Brian through his Instagram and said, here's the pictures. Can you do anything? And he said, yeah, I can. I may not be able to get the exact same effect, because the tops here were a little lighter, and in between the scales was darker for that kind of effect, this and this. And I go, I don't care. I mean, he says I can clean slate. I can just, clean it completely off and re-go with whatever. And I said, okay, so I sent it to him. So what he did is, I can't remember if he shot blasted or what he did, but this thing was entirely silver. I mean, the whole frame was entirely silver. Of course, first he had to take the pivot out, blah, 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 and take the hardened steel, whatever, and the pocket clip, blah, blah, blah. But then he just wiped it. And so it was just silver. I mean, it was shiny silver. And then he says, so what kind of bronze or whatever you want to do? And I go, you know what? Now that it's butt naked, I'm thinking going a totally different direction And so what do you think? I mean, I thought, purple would be really cool. There's not another purple Drakon out there, right? And I thought, instead of trying to get a complete recreation, let's just go with something new. So what's really interesting is he goes, okay, yeah, you can do purple and stuff. And of course, you got this little kind of gold colored thing that goes with the pivot thing. So, but he says high voltage, low voltage, and he goes, the high voltage doesn't print up as much as the low voltage purple. If you know what you're talking about, going through the spectrum of electrical current going through the handle here and anodizing it, okay? Different amount of voltage equals a different kind of color. And so I said, well, definitely I want the one that doesn't print up as much. So he hit it with a high voltage. And I mean, I've got grubby hands. I mean, and I'm sitting here handling this and I'm not getting any effect. I love it. I mean, this thing is the bomb. I really like, and and he was able to kind of point me in the right direction with the high voltage versus low voltage thing, because I hadn't even thought about that. Even though there was a time several years ago I was trying to do my own ano stuff, and I just go, I don't have the time. I really just don't have the time. But this knife is really, really nice. It really is. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, in case you forgot the stats, and of course you can look it up online, but 3.5-inch blade, just about 8 inches overall in length, and it's an integral, and it's got these scales, which are just way cool. This is a great looking Wee knife, of the Wee knives of yore, right? Thank God it ain't got that specialty. You remember the specialty star-shaped screws they used to have? Ouch, not good. So let's just take a weight on it, and then I'm going to blow you out of here. But 3.8 ounces at 108 grams. So, yeah, it's fairly lightweight. It's slender. It's an integral. And poor Brian, I mean, it took him a while to get this set back up because he just took an integral apart. So he had pulled this pivot out. And there were some issues, I guess, putting the pivot back together, getting it set up just right so it was centered and working properly. But we all good now. We all good. So I'm definitely not going to put a wrench to this anytime. And you know what? I really like it. So, modding knives, it's interesting that guys will just start doing that, and they learn they're handy. Maybe they have a background where they've really done a lot of stuff and they have a shop, and so they're just handy kind of people. And then there's the rest of us, And so really I'm so happy because, you get it done right, and then it's good, and it's worth the cost to have somebody really make it right instead of dabble yourself. But could I have done this with enough time, equipment, experience? Well, yeah, maybe. But I stay busy, believe me, the way it is. So this is really just a real nice one, and this is one of the few Wee knives I have in my box of keepers down there. My 614, I believe, is that 614? 714, 614, I think. And a couple others, of course. So, yeah, I got a Miscreant as well. I really like that one, that Zinker design. So, yeah, Drakon, keeper. I know, maybe it's too pimp daddy for you guys, but it's great for me. I'm loving it. I just thought I wanted to give him a shout out. Brian Wallace, I hope he gets flooded with crazy people who want him to do shit, and then he doesn't have any time for hunting, fishing, firearms, or fitness. He just is stuck in the shop. But thank you so much, Brian. I really appreciate it. And you know what we do, boys. We love them knives. Oh, God, especially this one. Don't we? Whew. And stay sharp.